All right, what's up, guys? So I just got back from the gym, getting ready to make myself some lunch, and I think today I'm gonna have some protein pasta. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how to make that, what it looks like, how good it is, and I'm even gonna give you the macro breakdown of this meal at the end. So make sure that you watch it all the way through. Besides that, let's get started. All right, so we got our water. It's gonna start boiling. While that starts boiling, I'm gonna show you all the ingredients that go into this meal. There really isn't much to it. It's pretty simple as usual, but these are pretty important ingredients to get it right. So first, the most important thing is getting these red lentil pasta penne noodles, right? So you can get these from a lot of different brands. I prefer I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the Barillas. I just think they taste the best. They cook pretty quick. And they just make the most sense to me. So this is what I usually get. You can get these pretty much anywhere. I haven't had an issue finding these anywhere. As far as the macro breakdowns go, you can see as far as the difference between these and like traditional noodles, the total fat for like a one serving portion is only 1.5 grams. And then for carbs, you're gonna get 34 grams. And then for protein, it's super high on the protein as opposed to like traditional noodles. So you got 13 grams of protein here. And then you can also see on there the fiber is super high, so 6 grams of fiber, right? And you know how important I think fiber is. So this is super healthy noodles. It's not going to taste exactly like regular pasta. I mean, I still treat myself to pasta like any other person would, but this is something that I think is really good if you just enjoy having pasta, but you don't want to worry too much about the carb count. You want to focus more recovery. This is going to give you that good recovery nutrition that you're looking for, as opposed to like traditional pasta, which is, in my opinion, that's used more of like a pre-work kind of meal, kind of food. And as we're making this, I'm actually going to make 2 servings of this. So all these single serving counts, you can actually times by 2. It's going to look more like this one here. But we'll add that all up at the end. I'll show you what it was. And then we got diced tomatoes. These cans are only about 40 to 50 cents a piece, super cheap. I'm going to just go ahead and add the whole can in there. I like to make my own sauce because you can buy these by themselves with no salt added, okay? So that's gonna take a lot of the sodium out. You can see it's like 0% sodium. If you look at like most pasta sauces that you can find, like there's gonna be a shit ton of salt in there. And that's usually why you get like that super bloaty feeling after you eat a whole bunch of spaghetti. It's usually the salt. And if you guys are having a hard time like getting that like ripped, shredded look, or just, you know, feeling healthy throughout the day, you might want to start looking into your sodium intake. A lot of times it's just you're taking in too much salt during the day and you're just bloated all the time because of all that water retention. So yeah, so I'll use my own diced tomatoes. It's also got a little bit of protein in there, and then it's really high on the potassium levels. Okay, so we're going to use that. And then I'll also do the same thing, my own tomato sauce. I'll add a whole can of that in there, no salt added. All right, again, it's just gonna give me like, I mean, look at this. This got 3.5 servings in there, and it's 6% potassium for the day per serving. So this is awesome. Plus it's 1 gram of fiber per serving. Okay, so now I'm getting 3.5 grams of fiber just in this alone. And it's the same thing with the diced tomatoes. You know, you get 3.5 servings, 3.5 grams of fiber, and you get some potassium and protein in there too. So this is better than like your traditional spaghetti sauce. You know, just make it yourself. It's really easy and it's healthier. Right? It's probably cheaper, to be honest. It's, like I said, these are only like 50 cents a piece for the cans. And then I'm also going to add in some pumpkin. I do this just to add some thickness to it, and I just like to add the pumpkin into anything I possibly can because it's just super good for you. Again, I've talked about it before, but high in potassium, high in fiber. It's got some good carbs in there. And even a little bit of protein for you. So I'm just gonna add a serving in for this. You can see it's already open because I used it for my last video. All I do is I'll use like a serving at a time. I'll put some plastic wrap on it, I'll put it in the fridge till I use it again. So it stays good for a long time. That was you know, that was a few days ago, and it's still good to go. And then usually I'll add in some vegetables that are left over in the fridge that my wife didn't use for dinners. And so today we got some mushrooms. That'll help with some recovery. And then I thought we had some extra red onion, but I like red onion in my pasta, so I'll cut up a little sliver of this and put some red onion in there. I'll just do it raw as it's cooking, and it'll cook good enough. It's easy. At the end, we'll add some of this cheese on there, and we'll also do a couple slices of the Dave's Killer Bread. All right, and this is, if you look at like the nutrition here as opposed to traditional bread, this is way better for you. It's got a lot less sodium, more fiber, more protein. I mean, you know, just go check it out. These guys are really good. This is a little bit more expensive than regular bread, so it's kind of like a treat, but it's totally worth it, man. This bread's really good. So it's been a couple minutes. We're just waiting on it to boil. So far, it's only been about like 3 minutes. Yeah, so with this box, I'm just gonna throw in like half this box. And that'll be a serving for me, which is, it's really about like 2 servings for what it recommends, but that's gonna be a serving for me, so half the box. And I'll let that cook for about 5 minutes. While that's cooking, I'll start cutting up my vegetables and opening up the cans. You know, I don't know if I'm using the right knife or not, or even if I'm cutting it right. I'm sure Gordon Ramsay would have a fit with what I'm doing here, but hey, this isn't gourmet cooking. This is fitness cooking. Doesn't gotta be perfect. Something like that for the mushrooms. I'm sure you Italians out there are probably like, what the hell is he doing? But it doesn't matter, man. It all goes down the same, you know? That's just for some extra flavor. No big deal. All right, there you go. So now that's been cooking for about 1.5 minutes. I'm literally, just to make sure this is cooked, just gonna throw that in there with that. All right, that's how it goes. Throw it right in. I don't have like a timer on or anything. I'm just kind of guesstimating the time here. It's not difficult. You can do this, I swear. All you guys hang out in the barracks, I know you got like a little stovetop. You can manage this. This is not hard. I'll be honest, my wife does pretty much all the cooking in the house, but like, you know, I have my own little side things that I like to do, and this is one of them. All right, so that's boiling. Really only need this for 1 can, but I like to try to find the pop tops that are easier, but no big deal. I'll make sure to clean up my mess, man, as I go, because my wife works oh shit. Make sure to clean up my mess as I go. My wife works really hard to keep the kitchen nice and clean, and so I don't like to make any extra work for her. All right, so that's all good and boiled. So then we're just gonna take it out and strain it. All right, and then just let the water come out. And then I'll just put it right back in the pan. There's my wife, she's home with the groceries, and I swear I'm not making a mess or anything. We're doing good. And then we'll dump all our tomato stuff in there. All of it. Mix it up. We'll add like a 1/2 cup of the pumpkin. Like that, about a 1/2 cup. And see how that just kind of thickens it up, kind of like tomato paste, but I just think it tastes a little better. It's a little different. All right, and then I'm going to drop the whole thing into a bowl. And you need a pretty decent sized bowl for this. This is a big meal. And then I really like the grated Parmesan, so I'll put like a good 2 tablespoons on there. All right, so look at that. That's what I'm talking. And it's massive, man. This is like a monster bowl. It's kind of hard to show you guys what I'm talking about, but it's a pretty good sized bowl here.
Dinner bowl.
It's a dinner bowl.
Or a pasta bowl even.
Or a pasta bowl even. All right, guys, so there's your protein pasta. And then I got those, all I did was take 2 pieces of that bread. I didn't heat it up or anything, so this is how I like it. But you can throw it in the toaster, you can put a little butter on there, whatever you like to do. I like to just keep them the way they are. It's just easier for me to count my macros that way. And I just use it to like sop up the sauce, you know, like you used to do when you were a kid. All right, as far as the macro breakdown goes, you are looking at 47 grams of protein, 166 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fat, for a total of 915 calories. All right, so that's a solid post-workout lunch. The protein count, remember I've told you guys before, usually you want to stick to about 40 to 60 grams of protein because that's how much that your body can absorb and digest within an hour. Okay, You also got to consider you've probably taken your post-workout shake like right after you got done working out. So now it's like 30 minutes to an hour after you've worked out. This is like the perfect timing for a nice sit-down meal with all this nutrition. I showed you how much fiber there was in there. All the potassium. This is super awesome recovery food right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started eating it because I'm having lunch with my wife at the moment and the dogs apparently. If you guys are into this kind of thing, whether it's nutrition or fitness or military career enhancement or information about military schools, make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Make sure you tell your friends about it. Besides that, that's all I got. I'll see you on the next one.